All right. So yeah, let's do week one, day one. This is ESL323, beginning pronunciation 323. What do you say? ESL 323. We're going to talk about the introduction to the basics of pronunciation. So hopefully now you either have ordered your book, which is Clear Speech from the Start, which Ramin has gotten. So great job. I want to congratulate him if you were in class. But yeah, everybody should be getting their books. Order it on Amazon. We're going to be using it a lot. And there's some audios, CDs. I know nobody has a CD player. I'll send you links to the audio. If you don't have a book, then I'll help you. I'm recording this. I didn't actually record the sound last week or on Wednesday this week when I was in class, but I'll be recording and hopefully I get it right. I'm still just getting used to the technology and everything in the class. And I think for 323 ESL beginning pronunciation, I think it's important for you to have these videos. And so I'm going to show you in class how to go into Canvas, how to look at these videos. You should be watching them over and over again, and other videos that we watch in class as well. So I'm going to go through this as quickly as I can. If I'm speaking too quickly, on YouTube, there's a way that you can change the setting. There's something in my eye. You can change the speed. You can make it faster or slower. So use that. It might be too slow. It might be too fast. Who knows? But yeah, let's talk about basics of pronunciation. And this, I like this lady, so let's listen to her. Okay. And she's going to teach us different ways of moving our mouths. I'm going to send this to you. I'm going to try to find different ones. This is very similar to singing as well. Anytime we want to use our mouths in different ways. And like I said in class, moving our mouths is very different in English than, let's say, in Japanese, where when you speak, you're not supposed to show your teeth or your tongue or anything like that, because it's like, it's rude or it's impolite and stuff like that, right? So you're gonna have to look at your face when you're talking. Like, are you moving your lips like your old language and in your first language, and the one or are you moving your mouth like somebody on TV? So English speakers tend to move their mouths a lot. I'm going to try to go over this as quickly as I can. It was an hour class. I had to cut some things. I also just like, explaining things a lot more. This doesn't work. Let me open this in a browser. Let me pause that. Let me get this all working. Okay. Should be okay.
Here are some articulator exercises. So first, blow through your lips. And you can use a voice there, and then you can go unvoiced. Blow through your tongue. And then unvoiced. And then just shake out your face. Great. Then you want to take your tongue and you want to touch every single one of your teeth on the front, top, the back, top, the front, bottom, and the back, bottom, like this. Faster. One more time. Good. Blow through your lips. Blow through your tongue. And shake out your face. Okay. Next, I want you to isolate your lip corners. So you isolate your lip corners, you bring them straight back. It's kind of this mirthless, weird grin. And then go to relaxation. Good. And now bring them forward. Good. Now relax. Next, I'd like you to channel and bunch your tongue. So stick your tongue out of your mouth and widen it. This is a really challenging one, so try to use a mirror and watch yourself do it, and you'll get the muscles. Next, I'd like you to exercise your soft palate or your velum. It's the part that moves when you yawn. So I want you to yawn. Oh, lovely. Now, yawn on the right side only. Oh, it helps to use your right hand. And then yawn on the left side only. Oh, good. Now yawn on both sides. Oh, good. Now you really feel your soft palate when it feels raised. So in our accent training, sometimes the soft palate will be raised, sometimes it will be dropped, but you know where your soft palate is now. Next, I want you to play with some tongue tip action. So bring your tongue tip to your alveolar ridge. It's that little gum ridge right behind your front teeth, right here. And I just want you to go la, and bring the tongue tip down. La, la. Great. Now la, le, li, lo, lu. And you rest your tongue behind your bottom teeth each time. And then, if you learn nothing else from me, this is the trick you want to take away. Okay? So you want to stick your tongue out and articulate a phrase around your tongue. You're overworking the muscles of your tongue. It's like when a baseball player picks up a bat and weights it before he goes up to the plate. And then when he goes up to the plate, he takes the weight off and it's easy to swing. This is the same concept. Okay, so you want to, if your line of text was, "Speak the speech, I pray you, as I pronounced it to you trippingly on the tongue," Hamlet's advice to the players, you want to stick your tongue out and say, "Speak the speech, I pray you, as I pronounced it to you trippingly on the tongue." And then you stick your tongue back in, and it's quite easy to say, "Speak the speech, I pray you, as I pronounced it to you trippingly on the tongue." So practice these articulator exercises every day, 5 minutes, and then you'll be in great shape for some accent training.
And yes, Andrea Caban, she is a accent trainer. She speaks lots of different accents. You can find her work. She does a lot of things. What's her name? Somewhere. But yeah, this is good practice, okay? And I want you to be silly. I want you to be embarrassed. I will do these in class with you. And especially that la, right? Some of us can't do the L sound, and it's because our first language doesn't have that sound. The sticking the tongue out thing when you're talking, it's supposed to, when something's more difficult and you do something easier, it's going to feel easier. We're not going to, that's like a really difficult text, so I don't expect you guys to do that. But I want us to do these kind of things, and some of it will be singing things like bumblebee, 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 and mouth moving things, because you need to start feeling your mouth. And I don't know if anybody does face yoga, but like the way that people are relaxing their face and getting the nice jawline. This is the same idea. This is like the muscles that we need to use. And some of us don't have the same face muscles because of our language and the way that we speak. It doesn't make us move our mouths like that much, okay? Nobody in America is going to laugh at you if you stick out your tongue, okay? Unless you stick it out at the wrong people. So yeah, vocal warm-up. Let's stand up. That's supposed to go right there. Let's change that. What is this? Oh, this all just moved around. That's what happened. Okay. So pronunciation basics. Okay. So these are kind of like the rules. Not the rules. I want you to relax about pronunciation. Okay, because if you don't relax, you're not going to be able to learn this. Let's talk about what we need before we learn about pronunciation. Okay, spoken English is different from written English. Okay, so the pronunciation changes a little bit, right? We use a lot more conjunctions, can't instead of cannot, I'd instead of I would, and it's hard to figure out. But you're talking, and sometimes people speak fast because we don't have that much time. We got to shorten our words and stuff like that. Some things are said differently. Slang is like when we use words that are not formal, right? It's not like what you would say in the classroom to your teacher or to the police or whatever, but you would say it to your friends. So there's some things that are formal that you're going to say to your teacher, and then there's going to be informal things. And you're going to have to know both of these things. And written English usually is a lot more formal, unless you're like text messaging somebody, right? So vocabulary and pronunciation are different. Sometimes learning a second language is different from learning a first language. And so things from our first language, if you don't have a the sound, you're gonna have to really work on that. But if there's a certain way your mouth moves when you're speaking, uh, and you're used to this because this is the way your first language works, it's not going to be the same, right? So you're not going to be able to understand me until I start moving my mouth like this. But if let's say, I don't want to move my lips so much, this is like what my English is going to sound like. And some of us have, different vowel sounds in our language, and some of us are missing the vowel sounds that are in English. Most languages don't have right? And so this whole smiling thing, most countries don't even smile. Half the world doesn't like to smile. Maybe you're part of that. Pronunciation is very personal. You're going to feel uncomfortable, okay? And for some people, your pronunciation is fine and people will be able to understand you and you're happy with it. You just want to improve certain things, right? It's understandability, right? And for other people, you might want to be perfect, which is really, really hard. You're going to have to really practice. This is why people pay coaches like her, Andrea Caban. People pay her to reduce their accent. And if you're paying her and you're not doing the practice, well, you're not getting, you're wasting your money. So, and you're not, hopeful, some of you, don't waste your money in my class. I don't know. Some of it, it's free for non credit, right? Adults can improve the pronunciation, okay? So just because you think, like, I've been speaking this way for this long, um, that I'm going to speak like this forever. And for some, that might be true. You might just get faster at saying things. And you might not be able to change certain things unless you're really focused, what I call deliberate practice, which means that, you are constantly doing these practices, in the car, while you're walking to class, when nobody else is around, in the shower, you're practicing these little things like that. We can fix our mistakes. Yeah, but you really, I think the difference with children learning a language is that they have more free time and they have less anxiety, right? Because they're not so worried. They're having fun doing it and they're laughing the whole time and they're making mistakes and they're just like, ha ha ha, and they're laughing at each other, with each other. But adults, they're like, right? And you get this thing, it makes you not want to learn. Um, we just don't have as much time, but you find time in the day just when you're not doing anything that we've talked about in class. Do it. These YouTube videos, I'll make a link for them. Find them, watch them when you're just driving. Work on what you can. So you're not going to be able to do everything in 4 months, okay? But what you can do is figure out what you want to learn, what you want to fix, what part of the language that you want to fix, like maybe the sound, instead of saying za or da. You're going to try to practice this, that, these, those sounds. You can't do this. You can't do it everything all at once. It's impossible. Okay. Nervousness has a negative effect on pronunciation. Okay, so part of these warm-ups and part of just being goofy or singing, making mistakes, yelling something, it's a big classroom. I can't hear you guys, so I really want you to start like speaking really loud because you should be able to practice. Okay. And part of it is, I've practiced speaking for a very long time. I can control my breath very well and I can change the volume quickly and I can speed up very quickly and I can slow down and I can do this and I can lower my voice and then I can go higher, guys, and I can talk like this because it makes you feel more relaxed. But if I want you to listen, I'm going to do this. Okay. And I've been doing these recordings for so long. Have fun. That's what I want you to do. Have fun. Variety helps. Don't do the same thing over and over again. If you're just listening to something, try practicing singing the song, or, there's some apps that I'm going to show you. There's some tools that you can use. We can't do them all during class, but you will be able to do them. I'll assign things for homework. You're going to have to record yourself, okay? And if you're shy about that, eh, you're not going to learn. I'm sorry. That's it. Like, that's the hard thing, is that, like, if you want to really improve your pronunciation, you have to speak out loud. Okay. And if you're too shy to do that, then, so you got to work on these little things, and variety, finding things that are fun and helpful for you, that something that works for you. Repeating helps with rhythm and sound. So this is the other thing. If you're embarrassed doing it the first time and you make mistakes, keep doing it. Do it 20 times, 30 times, 80 times. And this is what I like about making students record videos, is that when you record a video and you have to say like a sentence or sing a part of a song, you will record it like 80 times. I know you guys. You want to make it perfect, and you keep recording it and you keep recording it, and then you're like, oh, I didn't like this part. You listen to it and you're like, oh, it's so good, but and you want to try, because it's you, it's your work, And so if you don't do these assignments, then you're not going to get that help. And okay, like I said before, what am I going to say? It might be boring, but do the activities many times. Like I said in the class that, I didn't record the audio, but I've had students take my pronunciation classes, and they still had an accent, but they said that they could understand like TED Talks on YouTube without subtitles. And I think that's the thing that people forget about learning pronunciation, is that when you learn pronunciation, you get to listen better, because now you know the sounds. And so when you hear them, you're like, oh, I know that, And somebody says a word, and maybe last week you didn't understand what that word meant, and now they're saying it, and you're like, and you're trying to say that word and you couldn't get it because the stress was on the wrong part, and they were like, what, I know what you're trying to, I get, so yeah, all of those things are really important, and we're going to talk about those right now. And yeah, last thing, learning pronunciation can be very rewarding. I mean, it is very rewarding, because it's going to give you different job opportunities. You're going to be able to work in different places. You're going to be a better student because you're going to be able to hear and be able to speak. People are going to understand you. You're not going to be as nervous. You're going to actually practice. You're going to share your ideas because you are confident now, and that nervousness of like, did I say that right? Uh, and I had the same problem everywhere I've been, right? In Japan, I say something, people didn't understand me, and you're like, oh, okay. But you gotta practice, and you gotta like fight that fear, because for me, yeah, I'm not in Japan, but in other countries, Ethiopia, sometimes in Turkey, I was just like, I would have a hard day, I was just tired, and I didn't want to go outside because I didn't want people to talk to me, because I was like, "Ugh." And I was not nervous, but I was so like, when you're closed, that you just want to walk to the store, buy something, and leave, and never have to like say anything to anybody. That's what I wanted, And you've probably had that same feeling, right? What's my time? Oh, 18 minutes. Okay. You probably had that feeling. And I want you to get over, not to get over it, sorry, to overcome that. Okay. And to be able to do the things you need to do. And it's not going to take you 4 months. It's going to take you 5, 6, 8, a year, 10 years, But if you learn these things and you keep it in your head and you keep practicing them and you find the way to learn, you're going to be great. Okay. So it's a slow process. Okay. But find what works for you. And hopefully this video, if like I said, I'm talking fast, I'm saying a lot of things, slow it down, look at the subtitles, watch it 20 times. Okay, yeah, listen to the same TV shows and the same songs, repeat common phrases. Like, I think I was saying this in class, but I talk to myself in English, and I sometimes talk to myself in like whatever language I'm learning, because I've lived in different countries, and sometimes I can't talk to anybody because I don't know anybody, or it's like I'm too shy. But yeah, say the words out loud, okay? And you might sound crazy, but that's fine. This is part of being, one, an immigrant, two, like a language learner. You're like in your head, you're like working out thing, like the grammar, you're thinking about the word, you're saying, did I say that right, did I say it too slow? Okay, some of you are like overthinkers, some of you are very, the word is like very careful, like you aren't going to say anything until you're like 100% ready and you practice it, right? So do that constantly while you're like on the train, like somebody asks you something, have a fake conversation with people, like that person over there looks interesting. Like what would I say to them, right? Okay, so we're going to get into the book, Clear Speech from the Start. I'm going to send you the link to this Miro board. It's a little bit difficult because I like to do my notes in different ways. So if you don't have a computer, that's okay. You can watch it from this video and just kind of learn from it. But if you have like a bigger screen or a tablet, this Miro app is really cool. Check it out. Um, but yeah, this is the pronunciation period. I think this is actually really good. It's the first time I've used this book, but I've used similar books. This is good because this is a beginner book. But the first part of this is the peak vowel. So every word has one vowel, right? So if it's like the, like a single syllable word, short words, like even the word a, right? A apple, an apple, sorry. That's the vowel. And then some words have more than one vowel, right? Many words. So yeah, it goes mat. That's like the stress, right? The most important word is matter. What's the matter, right? So, oh, sorry. So if you're listening to me talking, and I ask this question, right? I say, "What's the matter? What's the matter?" Right? I don't go up. So questions, normal questions in English go down in intonation at the end, right? But am I putting the emphasis on what? No. Okay. So it's like, what's the matter, right? What's the matter? And if you're like watching the waveform, if you're like watching the thing when you're listening to audio and it has things, it's gonna go up. You'll actually hear it because I actually say it a little bit louder and a little bit stronger and a little bit longer as well, right? But yeah, this word too, right? Matter. We don't like, especially in California English, we don't say that R sound all the time. So, maybe a British person, actually, no, sorry, we don't say the T sound sometimes. So in British English, they would say, "What is the matter?" I don't, maybe. In California English, that T becomes a D sound. So what's the matter? Okay. And you're like, what? You didn't say the T. I know. That's, and you're going to find this out. Like, you're going to meet people from all over the country. And they're going to say English in a little different way. And that's fine. And because, like, if you get used to hearing it, okay, and you can ask and say, "Hey, what did you say?" And they're like, "What's the matter?" Right? Because that's like an Italian accent or something. We say water different, right? British people say water, water. People from California say water or water, water. Can I get some water, please? And so practice saying that. Say it like that. Pretend like you're like an American something. Watch a TV show like your favorite Friends character is Joey, and you want to be Joey. So it's like, Hey, what's the matter? So find that person that you want to sound like. Could be anybody. You could change it later. Doesn't matter. It does matter for a bit, but yeah. So these things, we got peak vowel, we got strong syllable. So each word has one strong syllable, and sometimes another one that's a little bit stronger, depending on how many syllables. But yeah, most of the time it's just one. Every sentence has one strong word, and this one is matter. And then this is the word group. What's the matter, right? And we can sometimes break that down into different, like, we can actually cut it up. So like, what the matter? What? What's the matter? I wouldn't say it like that. It sounds very unnatural. Okay, I'm gonna go to my Miro board. I'm gonna open up Miro. Well, do I have the app? I think I do. So Miro is something I use because I like to put my stuff and I like to make it a little more visual. So see this? I put this all together. Um, this is clear speech. I think the book is normally red. I don't know why I put this white one. Because it's red. What am I doing with my life? Hold on. I'm going to pause this. I'll be right back. Okay, so now it's red. Sorry. So this is the book. You can order it on Amazon. The information is on Canvas. I want you to go onto Canvas, look at that information, find the textbook. It's in the syllabus, so check out the syllabus. All the information, some information's on the syllabus. I'm still working on that syllabus. Okay, and I put the table of contents, what we'll be learning. There's 16 units at 15 and a review, and we'll take a test. We're going to take a test next week as well. You can find the sounds of English. If you ever need to know what these things mean and blah, 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 well, they're right there. How your mouth, the teeth, the tooth ridge, alveolar. They're going to not use the real words from, linguistics, but, the tip of the tongue, the lips, things like that. If you want to learn all those words, great. But there's some information. Let's look at this chart, okay? This pronunciation pyramid. I'm going to talk about what these all mean. This feels not straight. So the first part is what we call segmentals. Okay, you don't have to learn this word, but each individual sound or phonemes, individual sounds. Okay, so usually, like in a lot of languages, are phonetic. So like it's like ba ba, duh duh. Right. So like the vowel sounds and the consonants are together. English, our spelling is separate, but when we're speaking, right, we usually have the sounds together. We can separate them. That's what's nice about English. It's like ah, ba, right? Most languages can do that. Vowel and consonant sounds. So yeah, the question is, what do you have for lunch? And it's either A, I have rice, where your tongue doesn't touch your teeth, or I have a lice. Okay, you can look at my mouth, I guess. And what's the difference? What did I say? What's the difference between rice and lice? Okay. And if you don't know, look up what lice is. I hope you're not eating lice. This was a problem in Japan where a lot of times the L and R are so similar in Japanese that they don't really have like a distinction. So they come to America and they're like, I would like to have some lice. Don't do the accent, Bob. Sorry. Um, and yeah, lice is like the thing in your hair, the bugs that like make you itch. Your children might have had them. You might have had them at some point. Who knows? So that's important. And, other things like I said in class, like, the place with sand and water and waves and stuff like that. What is that? I like to go to the beach. Um, I find that most students that are learning English, they say something similar to a bad word, which is like, bitch. Okay. So make sure that B, right, that you're smiling when you say that because, yeah, when you're going to the beach, you're smiling. Okay. And it's going to sound a lot more natural. But yeah, in class, when I had people say this, it didn't sound right to me. Okay, so those vowel sounds, those consonant sounds, we're gonna have to work on those, especially for most people. I think only 3% of languages have a th sound, and English is one of them. I don't know why, but it's there. The, and you're gonna have to do that with your mouth. And I'm not gonna record these videos like where I move. We can find some online. Okay, so that's the first part, the peak vowel. Okay, the second part is the strong syllable. Okay, we call it syllable stress. Um, and this is all part of the suprasegmentals. This is like the big part, not just the little part. This is the big part, right? This is where we get the music, the musicality of a language, the rhythm, the stress, the intonation, whether it goes up or down. I'm gonna I'll show you all these videos. It's gonna be long. We got 30 minutes right now. So the second part is called syllable stress. Okay, so strong syllables, we call the syllable stress. So the difference between the words colon or Cologne. Colon, cologne. Where do you hear the stress in the second word? Okay, it's gonna be on this part. Okay, so this is how I write it out. I write like the capital for the strong one and lowercase for the other one. So this is colon, which is like the part of your body, like for men, and this is cologne, like a thing you spray on your. Men use. It's like perfume, but the word is French, and it's like for men's perfume fragrance. Uh, Colon versus cologne, right? So very different things. They're spelled differently, but the way people say this, I've heard somebody say, "I like to put some colon. I want to put some colon on me," and I'm like, "What?" You know. I went to the doctor to get my cologne checked. No, it's very subtle, right? Listen again. Cologne, colon, cologne, colon. Right? It's not that far apart. The other thing about numbers and why I always had such a problem with this teaching numbers and listening to people and the time, right? Somebody says, yeah, meet me at blah, 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 16 versus something 60. I don't know. That's not a good example. Better example is 15 or something. Okay, the difference between 60 and 16 is where you put the stress, okay? And so, yeah, I know it's teen versus T, but they sound very similar when people are speaking fast. So 16, notice the stress is here, versus 60. Notice how I kind of go down. 16, 60. 16, 60. And let me try to do this. This is really hard for me, but I'm going to switch the ending sounds. So 6T, 6T. Okay. If I hear that, sometimes I think you're saying 16. You just didn't finish the end, or you moved, and This one with the other thing, 6T. No, I did that one. 16, 16, 16. It's kind of a little easier to hear, but okay. Sometimes I would make these mistakes, especially with somebody saying six. No, 60, 60, 60. Okay, it's 60. It goes down 60 because this is like the part that doesn't get the emphasis. So you start strong and you kind of go down, right? So think about if I was gonna draw this, which I should have done, guys. Sorry. Is that it goes like this and then down. This is why I use Miro, because I can do cool stuff like this. And this one goes up, see? And this one goes there and there, and this one goes there and down. Okay. So think about it like that you have something strong and weak, and if you're learning electronics or something, it's like wavelengths or, things like that. So that's syllable stress. That's the second part of our pyramid. The second one is that every word in a sentence or a thought group, not all, sometimes we break up our sentences, right? Like in the morning. That's a thought group, right? We always say that. We have a little pause. We stop a little. In the morning, in the afternoon, after school, right? And also there's a comma. And like when we're doing that, we see the comma. But yeah, every word in a thought group, sometimes a sentence, has a focus word. That's the strongest word in the whole sentence, right? And usually it's the last word in the sentence. Usually. But if there's something we need to emphasize, we need to make something stronger, we're like really confused about something, right? So this thing, Bob bought a car. Okay, you notice Bob's stronger here. Bob bought a car, right? It actually make it longer. And this is like when people are talking and they're getting all weird and goofy, like, and they're trying to show surprise, okay? Or there's something unexpected, something you didn't think was going to happen. Okay, the last one, Bob bought a car, right? And that's like, what? I thought Bob was going to buy a motorcycle or a donkey or something. Okay, let me do this again. Bob bought a car. Bob, like what? Like Bob has no money, Why would he buy a car? Bob bought a car? Okay. I thought he was going to rent a car, I thought he was going to steal a car or something. So the verb bought is like the thing that's the surprise in this question, right? Bob bought a car, right? And I actually going up because this is like to show surprise. But normally our sentence is Bob. No, this is not a sentence. Sorry, this is not a question. This is what we call a tag question. So you can say anything in English and just go up and it becomes a tag question. And a tag question is like showing surprise. So like she went where? She went to the mall? She ate what? He did what? Right? He punched the man, right? It's a sentence because it doesn't have the what in front of it, right? Call it a tag question, and it's usually only in spoken English, right? This is the difference between spoken and written English. Sometimes we use this often. Um, so yeah, Bob bought a car. No, sorry, Bob bought a car. Right? I go down from those things. Bob bought a car, right? Bob bought a car, right? And I'm actually make it longer. Like you'll sometimes it's like not as like dramatic, okay? But I'm making them longer. I'm exaggerating, okay? And that's what I want you to do in class when we're practicing things. I want you to exaggerate. And that means to make something even more than it's supposed to be, right? So Bob bought a car, right? Bob bought a car, and we do it with one breath, and we can. Bob bought a car, right? Bob bought a car. Okay. I wish that I had this thing that would show you, like, how I'm saying this. Okay. What's the matter? The thought group. What's the matter? Thought groups. Okay. So thought groups are the way that we as English speakers split up a sentence. Okay. And not like a robot speaking. This is why you can't talk like a robot because I don't know when you start and when you stop an idea. It's really hard, and it's like if you speak like this to an American citizen or whatever, a British person, somebody who speaks English, it's really tiring listening to somebody talk like that because I have to hear every word instead of just what's important, right? So listen to the difference between this. Okay. Huh. Why did I do that? Let's make it like that. Let's break that up. Yeah. Okay. So notice there's a comma here, right? And this is how this would be said in English. John said, "The boss is late." John, said the boss, is late. See? Notice that there's like pauses right there. I'm going to draw this in because why not? Okay. So I split it up like this. That's how I showed it here, right? So there's one, there's two, there's one, there's two, there's three. Okay. John said, the boss is late. John, said the boss, is late. Most people wouldn't talk like this, but maybe to make a point to exaggerate, right? So who is late in A? John. No, the boss is late. Sorry. Who is late in A? The boss is late. See, this is one idea. When you're reading this, you can see this. It's easier, right? But when we're speaking, what we have to do is really pause. That's why we have this comma as well. You're supposed to like, and it's not like a full stop. It's not a period, right? We don't stop as long. John, said the boss, is late. And it's enough that I can take a little breath. So, John, said the boss, is late. I'm not going to take a breath like that. So, who is late in B? John is late. See? So, there's like a difference in meaning. And you're going to, so this one, the boss is late, and this one, John is late. Okay. And so, those are the things that you need to know. And not just this thing, the L and the R, right? What you really need to learn from this class after you get all of these, this is going to take you a while, but you're going to have to learn how to do these things, right? Colon, cologne, 1660. Bob bought a car. Bob bought a car. Bob bought a car, and these are all going up. Okay, and that's not normal in a regular question. What did you eat for breakfast? Right, breakfast goes down. Um, how are you? How are you? Right, we go down. The U is the most important part of that. How are you? How we don't ever say how are you? How are you? How are you? Except for Joey from Friends. How you doing? How you doing? He actually puts it on the you. I don't know. We'll talk about these funny things from TV shows. I have some examples, and I need to find more. Okay, so these are these three parts. I'm gonna play these for you because I'm nice. Because I'm not gonna sleep. Um, what was I doing about this? This is one more thing. So this one gets a lot more stress. Okay, and usually I'll talk about it after the second video. Yeah. Okay. Let's watch these videos. And I like this lady because she's like, I don't. She's like, it's been 10 years. She's been doing the same thing, and they work really well. And they have lots of pictures. So let's watch 3 minutes of this, and let's go.
Hey everyone, welcome to elementalenglish.com. Today's lesson is on the pronunciation of vowel sounds in spoken American English, an English pronunciation lesson. Writing versus speaking English. There are only 5 vowels, letters in English when we write. A, E, I, O, U, though some consider the Y letter to be a 6th vowel. However, if you put these vowels together in different ways when you speak in a somewhat standard American accent, then we have 14 vowel sounds in spoken U.S. English. How to pronounce vowel sounds in English correctly. Each vowel sound requires a different mouth position. If the vowel sounds in English don't appear in your first language, it's essential that you get comfortable with uncomfortable mouth positions. That means opening your mouth more than you naturally would, pulling your lips back more than is comfortable for you, and moving your tongue in new ways. This extra effort to train your mouth for vowel sounds is worth the effort because inaccurate vowel sounds can interfere with communication. Vowel sounds in standard spoken U.S. English include the following. Listen and repeat. E, oo,
Ooh, sorry, I didn't turn on.
o,
Oh,
a,
that's
er,
er,
ah,
She doesn't know.
ah. Ready to practice?
We're similar.
Listen and repeat. E, leave,
leave,
give, book,
book,
ooh, blue,
blue,
oh, go,
a,
brave, photography,
photography,
stuff, perfect, regular, jazz, best,
awe,
taught, job. Don't forget to subscribe to the Elemental English podcast on iTunes and please leave us a review.
Okay. Can you hear me? Yes, you can. This one, it's a little difficult. Ought. Some people just say so taught. I don't know. I guess I still do it. Where am I doing? Where am I at? Okay, back to the Miro board, which you can look at as well. And I put these videos. You can actually click on the videos, and they play, but without the sound until you press that mute button. So let's try it from here.
Hey everyone, welcome to elementalenglish.com. Today
I don't think it works. The video works. The sound, it's just on my computer. Don't worry. It'll work for me.
Hey everyone, welcome to elementalenglish.com. Today's lesson is a quick overview of stress and rhythm in English. To create the music and rhythm of English, native English speakers stress. They say longer, louder, and higher in pitch the words in their sentences that carry meaning. Higher in
So yeah, remember those keywords that we talked about, in the first part, the first day? These are keywords. These are content words, nouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs. Sometimes the negatives actually get stronger. That's what she's saying. Yeah, and WH question words as well. Sometimes they go high, and then there's the one that's higher. Okay, back to the thing.
pitch the words in their sentences that carry meaning. English speakers also de-stress, meaning they say quicker, shorter, more relaxed. Words that only function to hold the structure and grammar of the sentence together. This stressing and de-stressing creates the music and rhythm of English. So, in English, syllables and words are not said with equal length and strength, but they vary. Some syllables and words are longer, louder. Some are really short. Some right in the middle. For example, the dogs are on the bed. The stressed content words were dogs and bed. Nouns.
Content.
Listen again. The dogs are on the bed.
The dogs are
The
on the bed.
de-stressed function words, said quickly, were the, are, and on. An article, auxiliary verb, preposition.
Not so important.
The dogs are on the bed.
The dogs are on the bed.
This was just a quick overview of stress and rhythm in English.
Oh, that's what I was practicing. Okay, so we don't say the dogs, right? We say the dogs, the dogs, the dogs. This part, are on the, are on the, are on the. It doesn't even sound like it sounds like a different word, right? Aranda, Aranda, Holland, Holland. No, it's not Holland. Aranda, Aranda, Aranda. Get that rhythm. Aranda, are on the bed, right? The dogs are on the bed. Notice what are the strong parts, right? The dogs are on the bed. I'm going to say dogs are the focus word in this sentence. And this is one thought group. The dogs are on the bed, right? And there's no multi-syllable, so dogs is one syllable, so it gets the stress. Don't worry. The dogs are on the bed. The dogs are on the bed.
This was just a quick overview of stress and rhythm in English. Feel free to check out the more detailed lesson and video on stress and rhythm on elementalenglish.com.
Yeah, so, I'll send these links hopefully soon. You can watch all of them. Let's look at the last one. So that was about stress and rhythm. So we're talking about these two parts right here. The vowel sounds, we're talking about the peak vowel, right? And this last one, intonation, I guess it's all with this part. Intonation's like how we finish a sentence or a thought group, not a sentence, sorry. Sometimes when I have a pause and I'm listing things like how many, I'm going to buy a pumpkin, a chicken, a tomato, and a carrot to make soup or something like that, right? We've had that little pause, and the pause doesn't go up, it doesn't go down, it kind of goes straight, right? And it lets you know that it hasn't finished. Like I just say, hello, everyone. You're expecting me to say anything, something. Hello, everyone. Say I went down. Then you're like, he finished. Hello, everyone. No, nobody does that. Don't do that. I want to be an online teacher.
Hey everyone, welcome to elementalenglish.com. Today's podcast is an introduction to intonation, an English pronunciation lesson. Speaking and understanding English doesn't just come from using correct grammar and vocabulary. Native English speakers convey meaning in their sentences with pitch, the ups and the downs and the musical notes of their sentences. For example, the following two sentences contain the same words, but is there a difference in meanings? Number 1, She got a dog. Number 2. She got a dog?
She got a dog? See, that's a tag question. Right? One was just a regular sentence. We call that a statement. When we state something, when we say something, she got a dog. She got a dog. She got a dog. She got a dog. She, right? I made she stronger. Dog is usually the stronger part. She got a dog. She got a dog, right? This next one, number 2, she got a dog, right? I'm like surprised now. Oh,
In these 2 simple sentences, the focus word of the sentence, the word that gets the most emphasis, is dog. But what happened with the sound of the focus word? In sentence 1, the intonation went down to indicate the completion of the thought. She got a dog. In sentence 2, the intonation went way up to indicate surprise. She got a dog? The patterns of ups and downs of your voice and your pitch on and after the focus word, which is usually at the end of a sentence or question, is called intonation. In English, there are 3 intonation patterns: a rise, a full fall, and a partial fall. Listen and repeat the following examples of intonation patterns. The focus word is underlined in each sentence. I got a dog.
I got a dog. Dog.
I got a dog.
I got a dog. Down. See, sorry, my
How are
video
you?
is not flipped. How are you? Go down. We don't go
How
up.
are you?
How are you? You is important. You are important.
Your dog speaks English?
Your dog speaks English, right? Your dog speaks
Your
English.
dog speaks English?
So that's a tag question, right? It's not a real question. There's no, does your dog speak English? And that's crazy. Why would I ask you that question? Does your dog speak English? Right? Your dog speaks English. That's great.
Who got a dog?
Who got a dog, right? Bob got a dog. Bob.
Who got a dog?
Who got a dog? Right? You're surprised. It's not just a regular question. This is like, oh my goodness. And you're like asking for clarification, for confirmation, just to make sure that this is right. Because, Bob should not have a dog. He's allergic.
My dog is smart, pretty, and sweet.
See, when you make lists, there's a little thing, and it doesn't stop. I'm not saying my dog is smart, pretty, and sweet. No, it's too slow. We have to make that shorter. Do it again, lady.
My dog is smart, pretty, and sweet.
Sweet, smart,
I
pretty,
want a dog,
sweet.
but
I want a dog, but what?
I want a dog, but
But then you're supposed to say, but what? Because she hasn't
so
finished.
remember, speaking English isn't just about correct grammar and vocabulary. You must change your pitch, the ups and the downs, and the musical notes of your voice to convey proper meaning, emotion, and expression. As always, post your questions and comments below, and if this lesson was helpful to you, feel free to share it with friends and family on Facebook and Twitter.
No, stop. And Instagram or something. I don't know. This lady's old. But thank you, whatever you are, elemental English lady. I was using this one. Okay. So yeah, these 2 relate to these parts, right? We got our stress, our rhythm, we got our focus words, we got our strong syllable. She hasn't really talked about that. We're going to get into that more. Maybe I'll find a video that talks about the strong syllable. But yeah, if you just look through all of her stuff, I'm going to use it in the class, I'm not going to pay her. YouTube will pay her. What's the matter? What's the matter? Okay, so this one is important because had makes it a little stronger. So we have a lot of money. Nobody talks like that. We say we've. No, we don't say we've. No, sorry. That's a common English learner mistake. We have a lot of money. 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 It's really small, right? This one though, because it's like stronger, I like something happens to this one. Also, because this D is like a strong, we call it a voiced vowel. We had a lot of money. We had a lot of money. And I'm telling you, we don't have it anymore. Right? It's like really important. We have a lot of money. We have a lot of money. We had a lot of money. Right? I put more emphasis on that. And this is it's not that you de-stress this, but had. I think it's because it's past tense and because it's like almost like a negative meaning, right? We had a lot of money. That gets like a lot more stress. We had a lot of money. We're gonna go down, right? Money is still important. It always is. But in this part, we have a lot of money. We have a lot of money. Not a lot of food, but we have a lot of money. Not a lot of love, but we have a lot of money, right? And this is something, the second one, the second part right here. This is really important, guys. Don't make can strong unless you really are like, I can do it. Like Obama stuff, like, yes, we can. No, nobody does that. We make this really short because I'll tell you why. She can do it. She can do it. Can. She can do it. She can do it. He can do it. Bob can do it. Anybody can do it. You know, can't is really strong. I should make this bigger. Maybe I'll do that right now. Can't should be like strong. She can't do it, right? We actually put the emphasis. And if I was going to draw this little guy, I would draw it like, she can't do it. That's how it looked like. She can't do it. It goes up and it goes higher. And if you don't say it right, then I'm going to believe that you can't do it. If you say she can do it, I actually think you're doing the thing with the negative because that's how we speak. We put more emphasis on that negative part. And she mentions that. So good job, lady. Okay. That's it for now. I think I played a song in class, Backstreet Boys, I Want It That Way. Maybe we'll sing it right now. There's a link to the link here. I'll send this on Canvas right now, I guess. Hopefully nobody's awake and gets bothered by Canvas notes. Okay. I'm going to say the conclusion, but make sure you review the materials. Okay. All of these things. Watch these videos. Watch this video. Watch me talking. I'm talking really fast. I'm sorry. And I'm not, because you're not here, I'm not looking at your eyes, your scared little eyes. And I'm not slowing down and I'm not repeating things because it's a video and I'm just talking the way that I would talk. Okay, so anybody can watch this video and learn something. You might have to slow it down. So use that YouTube thing and watch it 20,000 times. This is your homework for the weekend. Look at the Miro board information. Complete the student survey. I'm going to send a student survey. I want to get to know you and, you know, all the things about you. Buy your textbook. Order it on Amazon. I'll send you the link. Have a great, oh gosh, what did that? Have a great weekend. A long weekend. And if you have any questions, if you do have questions, write it in the comment. Or you can ask me on Canvas. We're going to do more on Canvas. And I hope you have a great weekend and a great time and a great and good luck practicing and talking to people this weekend and yell at somebody and make them cry and then apologize and then make them smile again and make a friend and yeah, have a great time. I'll see you guys later. Bye.